It was a winter cold morning on the island of Sodor. It was so cold that many of the engines weren't busy at all. But the children were having a wonderful time decorating the trees and watching the engines go by. Miss Jenny's machines were very busy this winter. Parker was loading gravel into his bucket, and Oliver and Alfie were leveling the snowbanks. Alfie was having so much fun. "This is so much fun," he shouted to Oliver. "I could never feel any colder at all." "Is that so?" thought Oliver. Suddenly, he raised his arm, and snow poured all over Alfie. "Fun now?" chuckled Oliver. "The best fun!" whizzed Alfie. He was very happy. Jack was not feeling happy at all. "It's not fair," he complained. "Everyone has exciting work to do in the winter, but Miss Jenny leaves me with no work at all." Kelly tried to comfort him. Now, Jack," he said. "With snow like this, there's hardly any work to do at all." "Turn that frown upside down, youngster," smiled Patrick. "There's bound to be a job waiting for you any minute now." Before long, Miss Jenny and her dog Mike arrived. "Ah, Jack," she said sweetly, "the right machine that I could come here for." Jack revved his engine excitedly. "The roads on Thomas's Branchline are blocked by heavy snow. The snowplow machine isn't available due to engine troubles. Jack, I need you to help me clear the roads immediately." Jack was ecstatic. "Of course, I'd be happy to help," he honked. "Wait just a minute, Jack," called Miss Jenny. Jack was puzzled. "Well, I thought we were going to clear the snow." "We are," said Miss Jenny, "but you can't clear the snow with that bucket of yours. You'll need a snowplow." Jack gasped. Kelly and Patrick could only grin. Later, Jack felt uncomfortable. Instead of having a bucket, he was equipped with a large and very heavy snowplow. Parker, after seeing this, could only chuckle. "You look like an engine with that snowplow." Jack's cheeks went as red as his red paint. "Spot on, Jack," smiled Miss Jenny. "That's enough to make a mother proud. Now let's get to work then." Her dog Mike barked in agreement. Soon they were out on the open road. Jack felt very uncomfortable with his snowplow, but when using it to plow through the heavy snowbanks, he soon began to grow used to it. Even more so when the townsfolk started congratulating him. "Thank you, Jack," they called. Jack cheerfully honked back. He loved his snowplow so much, he decided to use it for fun. He used his bucket to scoop out the snow and spun around, spraying it everywhere, even accidentally on himself. Okay, he coughed. "That's enough." But then he remembered something. Safety first. That's what Miss Jenny had said. Then it dawned on him. "Where's Miss Jenny?" he thought. He looked forward. Miss Jenny was nowhere to be seen, nor her car. "Oh no," cried Jack. "I was so busy having fun, I forgot to be safe when Miss Jenny told me. I was supposed to clear the roads with her, and now I don't know where she is." Jack decided to find Miss Jenny himself. Soon Jack came to a fork in the road. There were two lanes. One led all the way to the road at M.A.G.I.C, and the other was the way to the transfer yards. "I'll have to find the transfer yards," sighed Jack. "She's probably looking for me." Just then, a loud barking sound could be heard. Jack was surprised, but then he listened carefully. "I know that sound," he pondered. "That's Mike," he cried. "They must be in trouble." So he took the left lane. Jack pushed and struggled himself through the heavy snow. He was red in the face, but wouldn't give up. "I must reach Miss Jenny," he groaned. Miss Jenny was getting out of her car when Jack pulled up. "Miss Jenny!" he cried. "Jack," gasped Miss Jenny, "where have you been? How did you find us?" "It was Mike," said Jack. "I followed his sounds." Miss Jenny smiled to Mike. "You'd make a mother proud," she said. Mike waved his tail happily. Suddenly, they heard a loud noise. It was Sir Topham Hatt and his grandchildren. Sir Topham Hatt came out of his car. He sighed. "Stuck in another snowbank," he muttered. "I knew I should have taken the other way." His grandchildren were still excited. "Again!" they shouted. "Again!" Jack raised his bucket. "Don't worry, sir," he shouted. "We'll have you out in no time." Sir Topham Hatt and his grandchildren were very grateful. Later, Miss Jenny took Sir Topham and his grandchildren home, and Jack carefully used his snowplow to push his car out of the snowbank and back onto the road. Jack felt prouder than ever. By the time Jack had arrived at the transfer yards, the snow had begun to stop. The workmen and foremen cheered. Alfie, Parker, and Oliver honked loudly for him. Miss Jenny walked up to Jack. "You've done an outstanding job," she smiled. "Whether you liked your snowplow or not, you've done very well, Jack. I'm very proud of you." Then she spoke quietly to Jack. "Between you and me, how would you like to become our one and only snowplow machine?" Jack beamed. "Nothing to it," he smiled.